Hey everyone, we're back with Is Love Blind, covering season 10 of Love is Blind, The Weddings! I'm Neil, I'm here with my co-host Shelly.
Hey everyone. Just where to go from there.
What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I here anymore? What?
Your love of the show keeps you here.
I think my hatred for myself keeps me here. It's the only thing I can possibly explain this with, because boy, some real everyone we're talking about this episode, because we're going to break this into twos. We are live, so you can get over on YouTube Live if anyone ever joins us. We have lots of clicks, so our live will show up in that feed. Click on us. You can make a comment. I could feature you. You don't even know. We could get interactive up in here because
famous with us.
We have. Please commiserate, because misery loves company. We're going to do Emma and Mike. We're going to go in order. Emma, Mike, Amber, Jordan. Spoiler alert. I think it's both bad news. Just in general.
Yeah.
Emma and Mike, cliffhanger.
I figured he was going to say no, though. Just the way he was talking. That one little sentence he said about wanting kids towards the end, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to say no. Yeah. Obviously, she said yes. That was a cliffhanger from last episode. And then get to this episode. Seems like the only and the big deal breaker obviously is the kid thing, because she's still not 100% sure.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, not live. I think they tried to be together after the wedding. I don't know if they're still together. I actually don't know any spoilers about them. Because neither one of them to me seemed very heartbroken about it. They were both just like, yeah, okay, you want kids, I don't want kids. Okay. And I do think they were in love with each other, and I do think kids was the reason, but
yeah.
So I think they stayed together and maybe gave it a few more months, or maybe they're still together potentially.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I mean, okay. I don't know. Maybe he just sold it really well, and he was just kind of like, he seemed more dead set in it than than that. He was just like, I wanted this, and that is all. And I'm like, I think it was kind of just like, I feel bad, but like, why would they, like, the feeling bad part? I mean, I guess they could tell him just like, film a thing where you say you feel bad. I guess, they do that stuff. But
yeah,
I got the sense, I don't know. I got the sense that he was just serious. That he was just like, I don't have time for this shit. I gotta get married, get babies now. And he's like, and she's not there yet. I don't have time to dilly-dally. And then just like jumps it, like he's got to do it. So I don't know. They could still be together. I think that's prudent of all decisions. I think that's what you should do. Yeah, they should just date. It's fine.
Because it seemed like she was leaning more yes than no at this point. And that's still not 100%, but she was coming around more than she had in the beginning. And so, I feel like, why not stick it out for a few more months or give it some time and see where she lands? Especially like it's only been like a month and a half for her to go from not wanting the kids to committing to having kids. If anybody switches up that fast, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So given that she's taking her time and like trying to still think about it, do it.
Yeah. It's a danger zone. Danger zone. Archer, nobody. That's going to hit with like 5 people on the internet anyway.
That's 5 people will treasure.
No, don't switch that quick. It's bad. Like, don't go from like, also, it seemed like she was warming up to it, which isn't bad. I mean, maybe she was just worried about it and didn't like, maybe it was like a pain point for her. So she just wrote it off. And then some people were like, oh, maybe I am okay with, like, maybe it is fine. And maybe it is. We don't know. But I also worry that there's like a whole like, but what if it doesn't work out? Not the marriage, the kids. Like, what if it doesn't work out? And it's because of something that's her medical issue. And then is he going to be like, I'm sorry, I have to leave you because, as we always said, biological children are bust.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't feel like he's that unreasonable. Like, he seems kind of level-headed. So I think if they tried for biological children. It didn't work out. I don't think he would leave her. I think maybe they tried to explore. He would be open to exploring other options at that point. I would feel like I think he just really wants kids, and his parents really want him to have kids too. I feel like you could almost feel the relief coming out of his mom when he said no, and she's like, "Thank God!" Like as much as they probably love Emma because she's great. I think they were like, you just can't get married to somebody who's not certain. Like we need grandkids.
Yeah.
So I feel like
which I think is terrible. I think it's a terrible take.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible take, and people need to get over it. Hot take. Get over yourselves.
But to be fair, it is what he wants to. So
sure.
It's not like
but he doesn't. Also, with that much pressure, I call that indoctrination, not caring. Yeah. I think he's so afraid of not giving them what they want, including they talked about adoption in the thing, and he was kind of like, yeah, adoption, whatever. But about biological children, like genetic testing. And then so I'm kind of like, I feel like if she's like, turns out the genetic testing said there's a risk and we probably shouldn't, he'd be like, but the risk is low because it's so important, and an adopted child is going to probably be seen as less than, and his family I don't know if they would feel that way once they were adopted. Like, I think they would warm up to the kid. But yeah. Right now, it's a demented pressure on this biological thing, which I still am like, that's fine if you want that, but also stop fucking pressuring your kids about it. Stop being fucking psychos about it.
Yeah.
My parents don't do that anymore because what are they going to say? But I used to get that shit, and I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. How about that? How about it's none of your goddamn business? If you wanted a second kid around, maybe you should have taken care of the first one.
Maybe you should what?
Said if you wanted a second kid to do over with and have fun, maybe you shouldn't have fucked up the first one. Sorry. Your fault. Your fault. It's all your fault. I didn't raise me. You did. Get over it. That's my test. Nailed it.
Nailed it. That. Yeah. Yeah. I'm speechless. Nothing to say to that.
Did I? Well, I did raise myself. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look where it gets you. It's not great.
You're doing pretty well for yourself.
Be better. Be better to your children. Don't pressure them like that. It's gross. It's creepy. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants that. You don't want pressure about stuff. They don't want pressure about stuff. Leave them alone. Yeah. That's my take. Be kind.
Be kind to your kids. Be kind. Rewind.
Or else. That's my new take. Be kind or else.
Or else Neil's coming for you.
This show is making me a psychopath. So scary. It's filled with terrible people making terrible decisions.
Oh, it really is. I don't know how they do the casting for this show sometimes. I'm like, where do these people come from?
I think they get a DSM and they start as more boxes you check, the better.
I'm just like, are they looking for are they like all the losers come forward? Just we're taking as many as we can get.
Well, I mean they're recruiting Instagram influencers.
They're recruiting from LinkedIn now. Did you know that? Did you know that's how Alex got recruited, was from LinkedIn?
Wow.
I don't know if I told you. Yeah, we talked about that. But
that's that is though increasingly desperate. Like, again, that's weird.
Well, I'm like, what do I need to, how do I change my LinkedIn to have Love is Blind recruiter reach out to me? Like, what does a LinkedIn possibly say? Because you don't know that. Why does it even have a LinkedIn? Like, what could it possibly say? Fly fishing in Australia? Actually,
because Shelly, because the people who can get a job literally, as he said, in any country in the world at any given time, they're connected on LinkedIn. Sponsorship opportunities.
Yeah, I guess we'll get to Alex in the next.
That was, by the way, not a pitch for our advertising. That's a pitch because Alex is advertising to him. He wants to be like, yeah, LinkedIn got me on that show, and I now work for them because I can get a job in any country, right? That's what he wants. So he's got it. So yeah, he's just pimping for LinkedIn. Chris got 4 Seasons on lock. We got ads all over the place, baby.
I do not want to say the 4 Seasons, knowing that Chris is staying there, and it's made the 4 Seasons not appealing to me at all.
If you go to 4 Seasons, you know what of Chris's are on those sheets. You just got Chuck Schumer too.
Actually, when Shake in the second season, after his wedding or
Oh,
non-wedding to
fucking
Deep, he was
yeah.
like, I got reservations at Nobu.
Yep.
Every time I go to Nobu now, I think about that and I'm like, oh, this guy.
We are literally ruining things for people on the regular, and I love it.
Yeah.
Makes me feel great. So I don't know. I just made me sad that I don't know.
So
I think
before I guess the weddings, and this is kind of like a new thing, I feel like. So Emma and Mike, well, maybe not new, but Emma and Mike had both discussed, they were gonna say no. I don't know why they got to the altar with that. Maybe it was production contracts, whatever. But then I think Emma, according to what I've seen, decided to say yes because she really did love Mike and she wanted to give him that, knowing that he was going to say no. Like she wasn't shocked. And when we get to Amber and Jordan, same thing there. He switched it up on her. So yeah, it's interesting that like they have these conversations and like you would think it would be the reverse order. Like you would get to the altar and you think someone's going to say yes and they say no. Instead, it's people shocking you with the yes, which is definitely strange.
It's kind of a real like power move, like a power, like isn't that like a psycho move out of nowhere? I don't think Emma was being psycho, but also isn't that gonna throw you off a lot though?
Yeah,
as the other person, like I feel like that's mean to the other person because they're like, oh,
now I have to look like the bad guy and say no to you.
Also, I have to look at the bad guy, but also, like, I would like, okay, but what if you kind of wanted to say, like, what if you also are kind of on the fence though, and you're like, I guess I will say yes.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Now, the Amber one shocks me if they were both supposed to say no.
I think Amber decided to say yeah. Jordan was supposed to say no, and she was fully expecting Jordan to say no. But I think she, like,
can I ask why are we moving on? We can move on to them because why?
Why was Jordan going to say no?
Why would she expect Jordan to say no to her? What possible reason would she have?
What's her daughter's name? He met Emma like the day before.
Yeah.
And I think it's reasonable for him to say no and like, let's date for
some
amount of time. That's perfectly. I don't even know why she would say yes at that point. Like, other than to say I'm committed to you, but like they both could have just been like, you know what?
I really think she should have said no because let's play the safe game in this stupid show. Because, but I felt like she desperately I felt she has really low. This is gonna sound mean, but I'm just look, hard truths, people. #hard truth.
Yeah.
I think she's insecure and doesn't think she deserves better. But here's the problem: she does. Yeah. The problem isn't that she doesn't deserve better. She thinks she doesn't, but she's clearly smart and capable and funny. She seems cool, and there's no reason not to date her.
Right.
She doesn't seem like it, and she is. I mean, she's worried because she has a kid and stuff, and like that's fair.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I get that. So she should have just, I think, been like. So I think she just really wanted a yes. Because she was scared or, whatever. And I don't like it because she should have said no. And that's because Jordan
wanted to prove to him how much she loves him, but she wasn't expecting him to say yes.
Yeah, I guess.
I think Jordan really benefited from the other guys being so shitty this season because he comes out looking really great in comparison. And that's almost in a weird way worse because like someone like Chris, you look at him, it's an easy no. You're not going to think twice. He's a huge red flag. Yeah. Same thing with Alex. Pretty easy no. Jordan's a little trickier no because he's not that bad.
Now, some of it, I don't know if some of it was, and we're probably going to disagree. Yeah, we didn't talk about this before the pre-show. Oops. Surprise topic. Like, we were talking about it offline before, and not this call, but like texting or whatever. But like, I think when he made the comment, like, I'm not living in wherever the suburbs. And he's like, I want to be downtown. I want to go to bars. I want to go to game. I want to go to sports game. I want to go to this. And I want to like be where the action is. And I was like, she has a 7-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You're not doing any of those things, but now maybe some, it depends. Right. Oh, wait, she has full custody because like she doesn't have that. So first of all,
she does?
Does
she have full custody? because he
I
met the
thought so.
father.
Oh, wait, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
but she kept saying she had her on her own at 26, but that
I
just
think
means,
like raising her as a single mom, but I still think they had split custody because he still met the
okay.
dad.
So like, okay, yeah, you might go to stuff then. Okay, so I guess maybe they could go do stuff because that might make it a little easier. But like, if you just have straight kids, but it sounds like their life is very like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
School districts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, literally the person I dated with a child, they were like, there was like 2 school districts you could possibly live in, and that's it. Otherwise, like, good luck to you. And so she might be in a place that it's like, sorry, bud, we can't move. And then if you're like, but I want to go to this fun time thing. And so my first thought with Jordan was, what happens when the fun runs out? Because guess what? I also know a lot of people that marry that guy and stay with him forever. But I'll tell you what, when they say like, oh, they're such a good dad, and I'm like, oh, what do they do? Like how do they help out? And their first thing is like they play with the kids, and I'm like, that's not the if I said, wow, they're the best mom in the world, and someone said, what are their best qualities? And I say, well, they play with their kids, they'd be like, it does not sound like a criteria for the best mom. And I'm like, yes, because the dad should also be like equally taking care of them, but they often don't. And I think Jordan is not ready for this.
No. So I don't want to live in the middle of nowhere either. So I get like wanting to be around stuff, but also I probably wouldn't have said, there's so many things I would have done different than Jordan, obviously. So I think they both could have benefited a lot from dating more and just seeing, because he really needs to experience what it's like to live with a kid and to have the kid in his life. Because like in his head, and I think a lot of like people without kids do this, because you're like, oh, I can do all these things. In reality, you can't, but you don't know that till you actually have a kid and what it's like. So like he would really benefit from spending months, years, whatever, just living in that life and seeing if that was actually what he wanted. Because he changed his mind so quickly within 10 days of like, deal breaker, I don't want kids. Fair. Okay. It's a different lifestyle for sure. You don't want that. Fine. And then, change his mind because he loved Amber, but that's a huge red flag. Like that's like, if that's a hard deal breaker, like, make sure that, you're,
especially if it's a hard deal breaker. And like, it's not easy when it's not a deal breaker. Like, it's a hard thing to negotiate. It's not like a simple task. And yes, regardless, like if that child isn't an adolescent enough to take care of themselves for the evening, even getting babysitters can be like, it's all a thing. And so it's like, you have to be okay also being like no one else on the show who had the mission of having kids, name one of them whose plans were go out to the bars with the boys. All of them said host families at your barbecue. All this shit happens on the weekend. You're not going out on the weeknights. Your kid you have to be up at 5 a.m. to get your kid to school. Like you're not partying, my dude. So like get over it or like move on with someone else, but don't fucking be like a baby about it. And I think he was one of those people who was like, it all seems fun and cool.
Yeah.
And then it's not fun anymore. And then they end up being a shitty person.
Yeah. Like it's only fun when he can like kind of be in Emma's life, play with her, not really have to not have any real responsibilities. Don't have to like, I don't think he considered I might have to raise this child as well. Like, I don't know if he really thought what that looked like, thought through, like what that really means and what that really looks like. Like, he told Amber, I'm not willing to move to whatever town she wanted to. She agreed on that. But also it came with a lot of things, like you're uprooting the child's life, you're taking her out of her school and all that. Or he had the option, I guess, to drive her an hour every day to her school. That was the other option.
And he's like, wow, that seems terrible. And I'm like, well, that's your choice, bud.
Then don't say yes to the altar. Like,
have
those like ironed out a little bit more.
Tell her no, bro.
Yeah.
Be an adult. Be an adult. So I just think he was pretending. Like, I think he just is totally out of his league. And I think that's actually a bad thing. I think that as sweet as it is, but I think that's It doesn't matter if you're malicious or not. He's just in over his head. And at that point, it's someone else's life, especially with a kid. Get fucked. Like, get your shit together or get the fuck moving on. Like, move down the fucking road. Like, get gone. So, to me, I have very little sympathy because, you know, there's a certain set of files that I don't identify with. So I think protecting children is important. Just so we're saying. I hate to be political on this romance show podcast, but
no, I agree. Like, but I don't think he thought anything through. And I think for Amber, she was seeing guys like Chris. I don't know how much interaction she had with Alex, but like everyone saw what Chris did or heard about what Chris did.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how, like, Devontae's a whole other story. But I don't, like, all this stuff's probably like, because they're all stuck in this little bubble together. So she's probably hearing all these things about these other guys. So it's making Jordan look better probably than he actually
I mean, it doesn't sound like she dated a lot of guys who tried at all, which so I appreciate that Jordan said he would try. And I appreciate that he did try some, it seemed.
Yeah.
I just get concerned also at like things now. When he said things like that, I get a little worried when someone is all about being, quote, around the action, who's going to be a parent to like an elementary school age child.
Yeah.
Like, you eat at like 5 o'clock. So like, when he's like, like I love watching Food Network. So like, maybe I could get into food. And I'm like, I feel like he's kind of just like bumbling around, and that's not what you need. Now, again, we can talk about the opposite. I also don't think you need a leader, which everyone seems to be saying Bree needed, but like Bree needed a leader. And I'm like, well, you don't have to be like a drill sergeant or like, you don't like you don't need power structure in a relationship for some people. But yeah, I think he just didn't have it. And like, I was like, please don't marry him. And then they did.
So can we talk about spoilers now?
Yeah. Fucking dive in. Thank God.
All right. So these have not been verified, obviously, because neither one of us have seen the reunion.
Yes, that's right.
This is popped up.
Taken with a grain of salt. This is like it shows up in our feed, okay?
Yeah. And I tried, so the thing that popped in my feed was like a banner alert, like Amber, like a, you know, there's a tornado coming. It was like Amber and Jordan. It's like one of those banner alerts, you know, like
Jesus Christ. I don't even know what it would be. Like Mauve alert. Amber and Jordan.
Amber and Jordan.
They get their own, I don't know. They're probably
best friends.
They're gonna get their own, they're gonna get their own nationwide alert. But yeah.
Yeah. So then more stuff just started coming up, and like, so Mike and Emma, I know nothing about where they are, and I haven't looked anything up.
And I haven't seen anything for them either. I got the impression they weren't still together, but I don't know.
I think they're still together, but we'll see. Yeah. Amber and Jordan. So what I heard was that they got divorced. He initiated the divorce about 3 months-ish after their wedding. And supposedly he just walked out one day. He just took all his stuff and moved out, didn't even say bye to Emma or anything. Obviously, these have not been verified. Don't know how true this is. We'll find out Wednesday, I guess, at the reunion. But yeah, lots to ponder there. I do think the divorce thing probably is accurate because that's been reported multiple times.
That's probably
everything else. I'm not sure.
Divorce files. Holy shit! That was just a bad scene to start. I mean, I also like. Did no one notice like her daughter looked so not good at the wedding?
Yeah,
I felt like she looked terrified, and I'm like.
Well, yeah, because she met the man the day before, and it's like, this is my new dad or second dad or stepfather.
I know, and that's weird. And that's why they both should have said no and not taken this. Like, do we?
But I think that's why Amber was so shocked. I don't know why she said yes. I think she was still expecting Jordan to say no, and I think it floored her when he said yes. And I don't think he even thought he was going to say yes. I think he looked at her. He was like, "She's amazing. This is as good as it gets." Probably is for him. And he was like, yeah, let me just say yes. And it's going to be great because I love this person and I've known her 6 weeks and what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's best because honestly, I don't think they were a good fit.
No. I feel like they would have been okay if they had just taken their time and dated. They might have had a better chance.
I think if they dated and he warmed up to the idea, I think again, you know, like, oh, he comes over to your house, like before, like, here's the thing, don't fucking get married, move in together, don't do it, like, go date so that like you can drive to her house and buy the groceries and bring dinner to make, then you make dinner for them and then you all participate or whatever, right? You can do small things to like grow into the position.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like they
do those little things. Don't just be like, fuck it, we're married, and then be like,
Well, they went from 0 to 60. Like he had no time to get used to like having a child around. Exactly. Like he did not want a child. One day he meets the child, the next day he's married. That's it. And it's no like if they had dated for months or years, then he would have been like, okay, like I can, because he doesn't have to take that role on when they're just dating.
No,
and he can like ease into it. But like saying yes puts him in that role immediately.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he had no time to adjust, no time to like reframe his life or anything, which is important to do, especially for someone like him who doesn't have kids and who didn't want, you know, to walk.
I mean, there's also a whole other thing of like, there's whole books on like, again, like I dated someone recently that had a child that like I had not dated someone that seriously before that way. And so like she had read tons of books and like articles and stuff on like how to introduce your child to a new partner that's not their, you know, parent. And like there's stuff like don't be overly effective, like do something together. But like again, this is all it was too fast. So like even then I had like we met like on let's do like a light fun thing, but then like slowly introduce over time, right? Like slowly integrate and like be more present and like, because otherwise everybody freaks out because everyone's like, I don't know what to do. And nobody knows what to do because guess what? Everyone who's a young person and you think, man, adults, they all know what they're doing and we don't know shit. Now, sometimes we know some things, but most of us are still just making shit up the best we can as we go along. So a lot of adults are like, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. So you're not alone either. We're all just winging it. But I think it was too much for him. I don't know. I think it just wasn't. And I don't think that's what he wants right now. And that's okay. He can just not get married. Or he could get married and not have kids right away or be married to someone with kids. He could just date someone without kids, which is your right. And I'm not saying you shouldn't want to do, like you can if that's something to you. Or just date the person with kids for a while. Yeah. Like
I think Amber would have been totally okay if he said no. I don't think she would have been upset.
I think so.
Recognized that it was fast herself.
Yeah, and I think she should have said no and said, yes, I also still think we should date. But again, I think she got overwhelmed. And
but I mean, the person probably most affected is Emma. So she meets this random dude who's going to be her father. Then the next day she's on TV all of a sudden.
I know.
And if he really did move out,
shy, and it's really, I don't know. It's so bad. I don't like it. And so I don't like it for her.
Yeah.
It broke my heart seeing that little girl like just feel terrified and nobody was doing anything about it. And I'm an empath that then also generates a significant amount of rage.
The rageful empath.
Here's the thing.
Your superhero name.
I feel the pain. And so it's like the Incredible Hulk, except instead of the more angry I am, the more sad I feel at how someone is being mistreated, the more angry I get. Like, I just get furious because I'm like, someone help that little fucking girl. Yeah. Like, stop fucking doing this for goddamn cameras. Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Take that, show. That's right. We got to get clicks, Shelly. Clip that. See, I wanted to end with we got to get clicks. It's the meta commentary that's going to get us more clicks. I guarantee it. That's my new game.
So what content?
Meta commentary on our. If I meta comment, pull us out of the show a second, tell the audience to do things, then they'll do things. That's my new plan. So we're also running up on time. So, and I think we've covered pretty much everything.
I think we have.
We're like deadly on time. We're getting good at this. This is scary.
We are. After how many
So.
seasons? I don't know, but we finally figured it out.
This is sick. Oof. Look, Shelly's 10,000 hours, and we did 10,000 hours in our first 3 seasons. We went real long, guys. We went long.
Oh my God, we had
Anyway.
like 2 or 3 hour episodes.
Fuck, I don't know what we were doing. We are insane. So, we're back with the rest of the couples. What is this? It starts with Brittany Devontae, then we're gonna do Alex and Amber. I'm
Ashley,
just randomly
Ashley,
Alex and Amber. Jesus, Ashley and Alex, and Vic and Christine. And then we are going to do a bonus short. It's not going to go on the lives, but be on the lookout for a bonus short on Chris and Jess update. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Is Love Blind Podcast. And somehow after all these years, even some of those were still available today, which I'm shocked that someone didn't grab those just randomly, because we've had like one of but we got all our brands together, not like any of my personal things. So follow us there, like and subscribe. I should say that earlier in the video, but likes help us. I know you don't want to subscribe, but please like us. That would be great. Leave a comment. Engage is great. I think that's it, right?
I think we're good. Yeah. Excited to see the reunion.
Yeah, the reunion is coming up in 1 week from not 1 week, on Wednesday, right?
3 days.
Was that
71 hours from now? 70 hours from now?
The 11th. Sorry, the 11th. Wednesday, the 11th, and we will be back the week after on Sunday, right? Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do the reunion as well. So, but be back in like a couple minutes, and we're gonna do our last set of couples in a 30-minute block. So, I think we're gonna talk to you next time.